No Man's Sky Worlds update has gone live. This is actually part 2. The first one obviously launched last year, revamping the whole experience pretty much of how you explore and the looks of the different galaxies, planets and more. In part 2 they've revamped and added trillions more planets as if there wasn't enough already, with huge new systems including gas giants and a whole revamp of terrain, adding more depth and detail to a huge amount, as well as revamping underwater. I can often be criticised for being maybe overly critical on some games like Ark or Conan Exiles for how bad they can sometimes be with decisions they make, but I do try and balance that when hyping up and basically saying, look at this game, isn't it doing great stuff? And with No Man's Sky that's always the case. It's just crazy. Even if you don't particularly like the game itself, if you've never been a big fan of playing it, seeing the updates that have gone into this game over the last 9 years, seeing how it went from zero to hero, really changing and adapting and making sure they delivered on their initial promises that fell through, but going way above and beyond. And that's what this video really is today, just going over some of this stuff if you've not really checked out No Man's Sky in a while, or obviously a big fan for it, and hopefully you can agree with me and say that yeah, No Man's Sky is absolutely killing it right now. And by looks of things, it's not going to stop, with development of Light No Fire still going ahead, still very busy on it according to Sean Murray. They're still actually putting a lot of that technology back into their older game. Hey RATBAGGERS, it's Jade. Yeah, I'm just basically gushing over No Man's Sky today. No Man's Sky Worlds Part 2, they had a deep dive again with Sean Murray, so a bit of a longer video where he talks about lots of the changes and the stuff that they've gone through to really enhance the actual game. There's going to be a brand new expedition that will take you through examples of some of these brand new worlds. The underwater sections, incredibly, are kilometers deep now in certain places, and you'll see refracting light and light shafts, and it'll get dark as you go deeper. Just adding so much more attention to detail. Apparently they've also got a big quest that ties up a lot of maybe loose ends of the lore, or just makes it all a little bit more seam together. Sean also does, as I said, talk about a little bit Light No Fire, saying the team are incredibly busy on it, but each time they are making like these technological breakthroughs and doing stuff really unique, they are looking and going, you know what? It'd be great if we could get this in No Man's Sky. Just imagine other game developers thinking like that. Instead of the bullshit that you get with Ark and having a paid remaster, Conan Exiles and delivering updates, but as well as battle passes and crap microtransactions to the point that eventually the game is now bloated, broke and buggy and needs a massive facelift. You've got No Man's Sky pumping out updates, got a new game on the way, and instead of just focusing strictly on that, on how to make more money, deciding to try and keep fans playing their older game even more by making it better, enhancing and improving. No bullshit excuses about having to upgrade to the engine because everyone else is, or your console's too old to keep up with our technology that we're utilising. Just incredible stuff. I really like the effects that are happening as well. Seems to be a lot more of that's going to take place. Water ripples are going to happen. If you start swimming through it, you'll see and notice it a little bit more. Creatures will now wade in the water and you'll see it move pretty much more realistically. And Sean's really pleased with his terrain work, basically amplifying mountains, hills and ranges to make it all look so seamless. The one criticism I would say is though that we've all probably seen or said that sometimes you go to these planets, they're amazing, but they are kind of still one note. You don't have that many biomes separating. It's still relatively the same planet the whole way round. But that said, I haven't actually played No Man's Sky deeply and properly for a long time, and every time I see one of these updates I desperately want to get back into it. I did check out Worlds when it did launch. I did a few live streams on my other channel, JPG2, and I'm really itching to give it another fresh playthrough. But yeah, here's the clip of, again, Light No Fire. I don't think that's necessarily that new. It might be like a 2-second new clip, but just reinforcing again the info that they're backporting stuff. And yeah, these gas giants are going to have huge storms in it, more elemental effects and dangerous weather storms, and that's something I've wanted to see as well. Absolutely, it'd be great if more of the planets had more dangers to them rather than just some of the sentinels or the occasional more dangerous creature. Although they have again added a lot more, I'm sure there's a ton of stuff I've missed. So when can it end? Is No Man's Sky ever going to stop being developed or updated? I don't know. It always felt like maybe this Worlds update would be like one of the major last updates that a game might have, and then just get smaller ones as they really obviously might want to ramp up for Light No Fire, which I'm still predicting to come out at some point later on this year. But it does seem like they're content to try and keep both games running, treating them as equal footing, no like looking over at a new kid in town. And it's a good thing, because not everyone might gel with the new game. Again, it might be a bit overhyped, and by the time we all get to play it, we'll be left feeling a little bit like it still needs more to flesh out. So it does make sense to keep your older game running well, and then keep the content coming. And I'm pretty sure in their end of year vlog that they did stress that they would be updating No Man's Sky throughout the rest of 2025. So phenomenal work. I definitely want to get into it. I've kind of been put off a little bit by so many different resources and kind of systems that you have to learn, but it's kind of me maybe having to rush it through a live stream. I really need some just hours where I play it and do like a let's play style format. So maybe if you want to see that, leave a like on the video, definitely comment and encourage me. Maybe you'll see something like that maybe appear on my JPG2 channel. Or it might end up being here, who knows. But yeah, great stuff. They've apparently got some living starship now, like basically the big massive behemoths. Ton of other fixes as well when you take a look at all the patch notes. And all in all, just great to see and great to actually talk massively positively about a game doing good stuff with their updates, rather than sometimes, which I admit I can get a bit critical of some of the other games. But this is just what I think the standard should be, really putting your love and attention rather than always focusing on nickel and diming players. So well done No Man's Sky. I will carry on doing or a little bits I can, even if I'm not covering the game completely. And yeah, who knows, maybe one day I might actually be able to get into it a little bit more. Let me know how much time you've got in No Man's Sky. How much have you been looking forward to this update? Are you going to be diving back in after seeing some of the trailer or other YouTubers covering it? If you don't like No Man's Sky, also let me know. It'd be interesting to hear why people don't really gel with it. And that's it. I'll see you RATBAGGERS for more opinion pieces soon. Bye bye.